come back. Go to um, go in your C. Okay. Now I have the chat. Everything seems to be okay. Hello, how are you doing? One for blue. Okay. So going back to what we were doing. So by the way, before I forget to tell this, there is a GitHub page to access all the code. And then the link is in the description. I updated every change that I made this morning. The link is there if you want to check what I've been doing. Yeah, I will try to keep it update every time that I go live. And yeah, I hope I hope to keep going with this. I want to see, yeah, I want to explore a little bit more and learn how to do things. Honestly, it's going well. I hope that you also enjoy it as well. Um, so the first thing we need to do, let's run this thing. Okay. Gonna take a while until it compiles. Oh, that's nice to know. Yeah. Thank you. And we run the code. Okay. So it's okay for now, I guess. It's just that when it's up, it's just moving too much right and left. Like, I don't know. But maybe it's normal, it's good. Like I can just clearly go back exactly to the same place that I jumped from. I actually don't know how to fix this. I have no idea. Maybe there is a way to fix this, but honestly, I have no idea how to do it right now. So I was thinking to add I was thinking to increase the DPS somehow. Maybe I can increase it to 120 for now. But then I want to separate the timing between this FPS and the draw functions. Like I want the draws to happen as fast as possible, but the process could happen in a separate timing. I actually don't know how to do this, honestly. Mm. Oh, okay, so here in the loop, so I call the process and then I call the draw. I can say, for example, I can put a condition or like a timer sort of thing, and then call this process in certain timings, in certain um, intervals, and then keep the draw exactly like this so that it just grows in the fastest possible rate. And then so process can be called um, exactly respecting the game dot FPS, but the draw is called every time this is happening, and then set target FPS. It shouldn't be self.fps. It should be like probably higher than this self.fps. I don't know if this is a nice thing to do. Uh, is there a reason to do this? I mean, I don't know. Let's try to run this again. So I have a feeling that the picture is not really smooth. Like, I don't know, I don't get the really smooth experience with the movement of this thing. I don't know, maybe I can try to first fix some other stuff and then come back to this later. Um, but then if I do that, I have to take care of this input thing also, because the input can be checked faster. Yeah, it will make it more complicated, so I will keep it like this, I guess, for now. If I add this, if they are separate, then I have to think how to handle the input process, because the input here, it can happen in a higher FPS. A little bit weird, I don't know. I think you can add acceleration on fall. I think the gravity itself does that thing, no? Gravity like does the acceleration. Because if we add extra acceleration on fall, it will. Oh, you mean? Oh, that's actually there is this thing when. Oh yeah, yeah, acceleration on fall. I see what you mean. Yes. So, for example, not just gravity, uh, but for example, if we are jumping on fall, we can fall in a higher speed, like gravity applies twice, or with the extra measure, like extra measure of gravity. That's actually interesting. I can do that. And then to do that, I have to just check if this velocity is negative or positive. If it's negative, um, then gravity should be applied twice. So this formulation, mm, exactly, yeah, it's like Yeah, so falling is not exactly falling. It doesn't feel like falling. To do that, I can just do this. I can here, I can define gr is equal to if g.player g.player dot velocity 1 is positive. Oh, this is actually good. But then instead of that, it's either this one and then this is 2 times gravity. And then the last thing is I'm going to be using the same thing. Copy, go to the end, paste it there, and then remove the 2 star here. Okay, let's see how does it impact. And then try to run the code. So I feel like, yeah, I feel like it's been increased. It's increased because the gravity has increased because the jump height has decreased to half almost. To see the impact, I think I need to increase the jump power to some noticeable values. Like, let's try 800. By the way, if I increase the FPS in my game struct, I think the only thing will be changing is that the game will be smoother, no? Because in the end, steps are going to be smaller as well. FPS increase, but okay. Oh, by the way, max velocity 300 I think is too small. Maybe I should make it 500. Is there delta time? Yes, yes. So my delta time dt is equal to 1 over fps. And the velocity is just, I mean, I multiply the velocity by dt. And therefore, even if I change the FPS, we should only feel like it's smoother. It shouldn't change the overall outcome of everything. So, but we can try it after this. It certainly feels a bit more interesting. But then, oh, okay, there is something weird happening here at the end of fall. It's certainly better, but then, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna try to first increase FPS. There are multiple things to fix right now. One of them is FPS. 60 is a little bit, I don't know, it's dragging us down. Yeah, I might not feel it in my screen because my LCD is not really that good, but then so there are two issues. One is that at the top, at the peak, there is certainly a situation where it seems like the velocity is completely zero and there is no motion. And it's actually good for some platformers, like if we are doing a platformer that there is a fight scene and you want to have the character to attack when it's up. But maybe this is a little bit too much, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, this is a little bit too much. It's like completely stops from moving for a few milliseconds, like even, yeah. And then when it comes down, before coming down, I don't know if you notice it, but it just has, there is this small pause again. And I feel like it's because, so velocity is really high and the character is, with that velocity, it sees the I mean the next target, I mean this the next block way before it hits it hits the block. And then because of that, the velocity becomes zero. And then and it pauses for a few frames to build up again gravity, and then it just moves and start moving again to reach the bottom. Hi, what is that Zig file? It's Zig, it's just .zig, yeah. It's for Zig programming language. Okay, root.zig. Oh, okay, this one. It's so this is a file for, I guess, doing tests and stuff. It just puts it automatically for you when you do init Zig init, sorry. When you use Zig init, it's just there. So I didn't remove it. Um, and then so yeah, and there are some testing stuff here that we can see. I mean, I actually don't know what is the reason of this thing. What is the reason of I mean, what is the cause for this for the existence of the root.zig? And in the build.zig, if you check, there is this should be some stuff here. Like there are some stuff about the test runs and stuff that exist in the root module. No, no. So I actually don't know what they do and stuff. I never used it. I never used it. I don't know how this work. Okay, and then why you chose Zig language? I just I like it. That's the only reason. Like there is no certain reason like, oh, it's really fast, or I don't know, it's really good or stuff. I just so when I'm programming with C and C++, it's I mean, when I was doing, I had this feeling that every time there is like there's a lot of stuff to learn, and then every time when you're starting low-level programming language, there is a lot of mistakes that you might make. There are bugs and stuff. I don't know. It felt so annoying to use C and C++ for me. So when I changed to Zig, it was much more interesting because the language kept small and still gave you the power that you needed to do everything that you wanted, almost. I mean, that's it. Any requirements? As far as I know, there is no like. Uh, I mean, you just install it in your system and you go for it. That's it. I mean, there is no specific requirement as far as I know. Um, I still don't know how to use comp time properly. Oh yeah. I mean, I also don't know it as much. I know that there is a comp time. It's really, I actually have used it in small project that I did some time ago. They don't continue it anymore. Um, and then, I mean, I want to go back to it again, maybe sometime later. I don't know, a few months or maybe 1 year later. But yeah, um, it needs a lot of energy and time and stuff, so I just left it. But yeah, comp time also I'm not sure. Like there is a lot of stuff like the this new IO change that have happened. I never had the chance to experiment them. But it's an interesting language. You can try to um, try it. If you're into low-level languages, and then maybe you might like it, or you might not like it, but at least you've seen how the language is. You can just do a small project in this language. Okay, where were we? Mm, okay, so the thing is that um, the problem is that here, so if we want to fix first the problem with landing, like when the character is landing, so yeah, we can see that there is a very small pause before it hits the ground. If I want to fix this, how should I go? Uh, I actually don't know. Oh, actually, oh, okay. I think I actually have to add the change in FPS stuff. So, for example, I let the game loop run in a certain FPS, like for example, um, like for Raylib, I set 120 or maybe even higher. I don't know how much I can go higher. And then for my physics processing, I still use 60. then every maybe I can do the calculation of the physics in a smaller steps. Hi again, hi. I can do maybe the steps smaller so that we can have a smooth landing for the character. Hmm. I can try to do that, but then again, how should I proceed? Like, first I have to have some timer. So I know that Raylib has a timer. So I can get the frame timings, like how long did it pass from the previous time, previous frame. I can get that. And then I save a bucket here. And then every time each frame passes, I just put the values in the bucket until we get a value that is higher than the 1 over FPS, like game FPS. Is that better than VS Code for Windows? I actually don't know. Uh, like, I mean, it's a better experience for me because I use NewVim. I used to use NewVim in Linux, and that gives a better experience with NewVim. Like, it's much more faster. VS Code, because Z's way of implementing Vim's in whole environments is like native, like they have it natively built in. But in VS Code, it's not native, it's more extension. So yeah, and VS Code has a lot of, I don't know, it feels like bloated for me, like there's a lot of stuff there, and I'm not really using them, honestly. So that's why I'm not using VS Code in general, I mean. But they both seem to be good editors to me. I don't know, I like Z better. I actually like Z's configuration um, for Vim-like style editor more than NewVim. Why NewVim has interesting stuff, but the NewVim doesn't like it's more difficult in NewVim um, to change. For example, if I press V, there you have selection, but I want to have a VV for selection and VL for line instead of having Shift and V. So it's a little bit, I don't know, it's more easier to change the original Vim configuration in Z because you can do all of that. It's really easy. Uh, but then in new Vim, I don't know, I haven't done it, but I heard that you can have certain problems. I don't know if it's possible to do it there too or not, but yeah, I had this feeling that with Z I can do all of that easier. And with VS Code, I had to use I couldn't do some of the stuff on the fly. I think I had to. I don't remember, but I had a problem integrating Vim-like configuration into VS Code. So I mean, it was like when I came to Z, it was really easy to do the configuration and just use everything that I want. Why I'm using Z. Okay, let's do a bucket here, I guess. And then, so I'm gonna decrease FPS to 60 again. And then here I will increase the FPS to 120. Okay, I lost chat. Again. Trying to get back. Okay, 120 for FPS, and then, or maybe even higher. I'm gonna go for 240. And then I'm gonna put a bucket. It's F32. It's equal to 1 over 240. And then it's equal to 0. I don't know why I put it here. 0. And then const FPS 32 240. Yes, 32. If bucket is less than or equal to self FPS, I will just put it original FPS O in case. I will just do bucket plus equal to 1 divided by I2 F32 for FPS. And then, so I add this to buckets every frame. I don't know why I put it here. This thing doesn't need to be here. I can, but here, if the bucket is more than or equal to self.fps, then first make bucket equal to 0 and do this thing. Okay, so how does this change everything? I am not sure. I actually don't know how is it not change anything. Probably I should, okay, so this is actually interesting. So I need to make the physics happen faster than what I see. So drawing has to happen in a slower rate than calculation. this way I can make the steps really, really smaller. And then from there, collision detection becomes um, like much more smoother, right? No, yeah, I actually don't know how to do that, honestly. So how can I make this smoother? Let's just see how does this affect anything. Mm, and if okay, there is a problem. So okay, this is F32, but this one is I32. So that there, yes, I have to do F2 I32. No, I have to do I2 F32. Wait, what? Honestly, I don't even know what I'm trying to do. So it's like I want to be able to do everything smoother. So let's see in the, I guess when I'm showing the thing, it would be easier. Okay, it's not moving anymore at all. Plus, bucket becomes that. Bucket is 0. Mm, again, and then I call the process. But row. Okay, so let me first explain and then I will come back to this thing. Okay, so what we have right now is this thing that's, so this is for example a character, and then as you see when it's trying to reach the ground, like when it's hitting the floor, there is a small pause before hitting the ground. And that's because the way that I'm doing collision, so the way that I'm doing collision is that I check with certain, if the character with certain velocity that goes to a new position, if that new position has any kind of collision, then that means that the player cannot have this move. Character shouldn't have this move. To see it in code, let me try to put it down first. So this is basically it. I calculate all the velocity stuff. I calculate the new position. I check for the collision, and then I do. So this is for horizontal movement. I can just put some comment here. Horizontal movement, checking, and then here After that is this is horizontal and vertical movement checking. And then here I'm trying to check both of them at the same time. And I calculate the new position based on the velocities, acceleration, and stuff. And at the end, what I do depending on what kind of collision happens. So I set the value for velocity and position, new position. So the problem is that when I do this, apparently sometimes, I guess, that's my guess, that the new position changes drastically so much that in one frame it can just hit a block in an insanely, like it can hit the block in a further distance. Like you can see the block like from far away, basically. And then like the velocity becomes too high. And then to fix this, the only way to fix this, I believe, is that I have to somehow either have to reduce the velocity, like max velocity, but then if I do that, it's not gonna feel like it's gonna be really slow, the movement. And if I increase the velocity, I have this problem that it just hits the block sooner, so the movement pause, there's a movement pause, is exactly as happens here. And the character just, and then like velocity becomes 0 and then it starts moving again. Which is here that if there is a collision, the velocity becomes 0. And then in the next frame, it starts falling again with a new gravity value. But then because the velocity is smaller, and now it can go down. But in the previous frame that it stopped, because the velocity value was too high, the new position was too far down. And it could detect the block way before it happening. And this is bad because yeah, it's like yeah, it just creates this kind of pause in the game view. Now I'm trying to fix that. I guess the best way to do that is to break down the calculation that we do in multiple steps, and then for the velocity, and then somehow like I have to do the physics thing, like the physics detection. It should happen slower than updating the frame in drawing sense. Like drawing has to happen faster. So I guess, but then no, this is not gonna change anything. Can you run it again? Yeah, I'm gonna run it. So maybe I can try to show. Is there a way I can show this to you here? Oh, I can just make this. How do we exit in Zig, by the way? Do we have exit 0? I think I have to do OS now. First print. Yep, that's it. And then here I want to do, okay, so you just don't indent or indentation. You can, it's not necessary. It's not like Python-like language that if you don't use indentation, if you're talking about this, I don't know what you mean by indent. I assume you're talking about the indentation of the code. You can use indentation, but it's not necessarily needed. I mean, it's for readability, so it's not forced. I'm not sure if this was your question. Let's just do this again. Take out. Why print doesn't work for some reason. It only works once. In one line. Yeah, I think you can. You can write the whole code in one line because there is semicolon. So the languages with semicolon, I think you can just like you can make the whole thing wrapped up in a lower number of lines. Because there is like between anything, like there is either white space or there is like braces, curly braces, parentheses. Like there is always something to note the block, like separate the blocks or lines of code from each other. So you can definitely do that if you want to do that. I think it should be okay, like the whole code. I don't think you can do that in C either, by the way, because there is like there is this macros and stuff. I don't know what happens to them if you make them. Can you somehow make them in one line? Possible. I don't know if it can happen in C, but in Zig you can do that. Like there is no macros and stuff. There's no kind of command or like I don't know like anything that needs the entire line for itself. Okay. So the no that you said, I don't know which one say the no to. The no that we cannot do it in Zig or in C, or like we cannot do it with the macros in C, right? So let's end this and then check this thing. Hmm. Is the player velocity? I wish I had exit somewhere. Let me check how to exit the code. I noticed the bounce when it falls on the ground. It's not a bounce actually, it's just pause. It just pauses. It pauses before hitting the ground because the velocity is too much. It's either velocity or the position is it's detecting the collision before it happening. I mean that's my guess. So it pauses, the velocity becomes zero, and then starts to fall again with a lower gravity and lower velocity. So I'm searching for this exit in Zig. std process.exit 0. So whenever I reach here, I just want to have process. Oops. Yeah. No. This thing. So this alt completion, this auto completion is separate from what AI suggests. I don't know how to figure this out. I have to change this the settings of the editor so that when I press enter, it accepts the suggestion of the AI, not the auto completion, I guess. Anyway, so I have my exit here. So whenever it hits the ground, collision. Oh, okay. Whenever it hits the ground, it's this one. Okay, it should exit here, not this one. Zig build. Okay. So let me run this again. What happened? Yeah, okay. It hits the ground while it's not like while there is a distance between character and the ground. To see that, I can just say I can just print player position. Yes, exactly. I want that. But then player position, player bottom. Position. That would be player position plus this, but then here, instead of that, I want 2 times g dot player dot r. Okay. Let's see that again. Okay, so player bottom position is, so x is 512, it's okay, but y is 606, where is my okay, I have defined the screen width and screen height somewhere. Oh, it's in the loop. No, is it? Where do I create? Yeah, here. And then screen height, if I go to the definition, it's the tile number y times tile size. Tile size is 32, and I multiply it by tile number y, which is 20. 20 multiplied by 32 is like 640. And then I put a platform there with the tile size of 32. So if we remove 32 from 642, that would be 608. Player bottom position is 606. This is actually not that bad, but I mean, I had a... What's happening? Why is it not happening? Is it really a bump, or... Let me exit this for a second. Like comment this exit. Oh yeah, there is a bump. Actually, there is a bump. Ah, there's a... Okay. So could it be possible that it goes and hits the ground, the velocity, and then velocity becomes positive? No, 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 no. Velocity is positive, but this is friction. This is not that. How could it have a bump, though? How is it possible to have a bump? Um, no, it's not a bump. There is a pause, definitely, before reaching the ground. Player bottom position 607, 607, 607. 607 is good. I don't understand. There's something there. Oh, okay, 601. Like, this is not good, because it's detecting collision before even reaching visually to the place. 607 is okay, because 608 is where the block starts. But 601 is not good. It means that it's detecting collision before visually we see it get close to it or hit the block. And then I can try to... Okay, so there is... So the platform that I added, this platform is 019 32 1. 19 times 32 for height. is removing 32 from 640, it's like 608. Yeah, that's the top of the block. So 607 is okay. How do we fix this? I'm actually not sure how this is happening, honestly. I mean, I know that the velocity is too high, I guess, but I cannot change the max velocity because it becomes too slow. I have to make it go like several, instead of one frame, this thing should happen in several frames in terms of calculation of uh, block collision. So I have to ask for block collision and then make the draw in multiple frames. That way, I guess that's the easiest way to do it. So for example, if I am doing, so if the character has a really high velocity and it's going close to some block, if if we are doing the collision detection and we see that there is a collision, um, no, but the collision detection, if it happens sooner, no, that's not the thing. So no, I shouldn't do that. I need to have smaller movement steps and collision detection and draw per frame. I need to have smaller steps. So dt needs to be smaller so that we don't have yeah, that seems okay. Yeah, dt should be smaller. Okay. So we need to increase the FPS somehow, I guess. Let's try and see if this will work. 250, 40, sorry. Okay, I have to remove the prints because there is left, right. Okay, that one is okay. Uh, oh, okay. Okay, so this thing is really slow and then it gets fast. It's so weird, the movement. Target time per frame is 4.167 millisecond. Is that how much? 240 frames per second is, okay, 1000 divided by 240. Yeah, it's like 4 point whatever. That's crazy. Okay. So this seems alright, but then it stays so long at top because the DTs are too small. Unless the velocity adds up, this thing is never gonna start moving. Why are you using Zig and Raylib exactly? Because I like to. I mean, I like Zig and I like, and I'm trying to test things. I don't want to get into STL, and there are other libraries than Raylib to do graphics and stuff. But the easiest one for me, not to, so that I don't have to worry about the graphics stuff, graphics library, the easiest one is Raylib. Yeah. And then it's so weird, this thing, okay. It's so funny. I can just go around like this. There's no gravity. Like a Superman. Anyway, let's go back to our formula. I guess I messed up stuff here. Was just curious, that makes sense. I've been using Love2D and Lua recently. Been loving it. Been enjoying it more. I have heard of Love2D, but honestly, I'm not gonna do the 2D platformer in Lua. I'm gonna use Zig. Cause why not? Yeah, exactly. I mean, is it a separate library or is it specific Love2D? So let me check. Love2D library. Love2D game engine. I think you can use 2D games in Lua. Okay, it's specifically for Lua. See, no graphics. And drawing an image. But load. Okay, that's a game engine. I mean, so what does it offer? Does it do the collision and stuff for you too? Not engine. If you've used the mono game or Raylib, you're using it now. It's incredible. Okay, yeah. I mean, it's interesting, but I'm not doing Lua honestly, so I'm using Zig. It's a cool thing. I might use it later. I mean, sometime I might check it out. I'm such a, I mean, I don't know. I'm not really, I don't know how to say it. I cannot stick to one language many times. Like I already checked Odin a few months, like a month ago, I guess, almost. I was doing Odin. I tried raycasting with Odin, like try to understand how to do raycasting in a platformer. Lua has Box2D packaged in with Love2D. Oh, okay, Box2D is standard across different engines too. I think it's uh Box2D is I have seen it actually. I know that you can use it in Odin as well. I have never used it. I don't know how does it work. I think there is a collision and stuff in there as well. Like Box2D has a lot of stuff to offer. You can try Nim or J. Um, I have already tried Nim. J is there is no official release for it, and I'm really not interested in trying the non-released, like non-official things for now. Like I like to wait and see when it comes out. Um, Nim, I'm not really super fan of. And the main reason is just the I don't know how to say it, but it's like the Python way of doing like the writing code and stuff is not really fun for me. For coding for gaming and stuff. I mean, for data structures and stuff, like the things that they for machine learning and stuff. If I have to do it, I will do with Python, but I'm not doing it with like the gaming. I don't want to do Python or Nim, honestly. Lua because it's so integrated into Linux. Yeah, Lua is really good. Like I had to use it a little bit. I mean, I didn't learn a lot, but I had to use it for when I was trying to configure my new Vim in Linux. I mean, I had to learn a little bit. Looks cool until you realize there is no benefit to it at all. Um, yeah, I mean, it depends. I mean, if you like Python and you want it to have some, you want to do some performance stuff, I guess. I don't know. It's also cool, like Nim, I don't know. Um, some people might like it, I guess. But it's not me. All of the low-level explicit stuff at compile time that you literally need for systems language name abstracts away. Yeah, I don't exactly know about this information as much. I cannot really, yeah, if this is correct, then yeah, this will not really help people who want to do stuff that needs performance and stuff. Does Zig have traits or iterators? So traits, IDE is said. Um, Traits, I don't exactly know what is trait or iterator, honestly. Um, so let me check. Okay, what is the alternative? I don't think it has. Okay, what is there? So I'm gonna ask a Gemini, by the way. Is there trait or iterator in Zig? It's a more functional programming thing. Rust has iterators and traits similar to .NET. No, I don't think Zig has that kind of functionality. Like, I mean, Zig provides stuff, but it's generally like it keeps it minimal, so you can just learn the language really fast. But because like there is so many powerful things there, I mean, it's more like experience to using them. That's the issue, not the language itself. It's like there is a minimal gap to learn Zig, and then like I think it's one of their aims to keep it minimalist. That's why if the functionality doesn't add anything interesting, like I mean, it doesn't add anything that already exists in the language, I don't think they will add it. Um, yeah, so for example, uh, for mm, okay, so iterators, yeah, iterator pattern is fully supported and is the idiomatic way to handle sequences in sequence processing in Zig. So yeah, iterators exist in Zig. I have actually used them, by the way. But what is trait, by the way? What does trait do? Give me example. Trait in Rust. I've probably noticed it somewhere. Concept in Rust used for different behavior. Correct way. They are similar to interfaces. Oh yeah, okay. There is no interfaces and stuff in Zig. Zig doesn't have interfaces. Attributes to you ascribe to certain iterators. Okay. Yeah, I have not used them. I don't know them honestly. But yeah, Zig doesn't have them. I know that Zig doesn't have them. I mean, there is how to say. Yeah, there is no such functionality as far as I know. I might be wrong, but as far as I know, there is nothing. Okay. Okay. So what is the problem here? How can I fix the movement? Gravity. So the steps should be smaller. Then the number of steps increase. That means that basically the number of frames that we have per second should increase. But it shouldn't be like that. Do I have to change the library here? I mean, for this to work? More about understanding language is fundamentally at the parser and systems level. Okay. Well, that's cool. I mean, I learned something today. How your language compiles to... Yeah, yeah, okay. I see. Yeah, I see. You don't need too many features. Yeah, I don't need too many features. I mean, you mean if you're talking about the programming language, yeah, it's just it depends. Like, it's cool to have. I mean, it's cool for a language to have some features. It's interesting. But then at the end of the day, there are some people like me who are not as fast or like. I mean, I'm not gonna be using many things. I'm just trying to learn the thing. I mean, it's more curiosity. I love to learn it, so it's like I don't know how to say. I'm probably never gonna use this in an official. Like, I'm not gonna make a game engine. It's more for me to enjoy this. Like, oh, okay, I know how to make it now. So, it's like don't. Um, I'm not gonna be able to use all the functionalities of Zig as well. Uh, Intermediate representation and bytecode. The AST representation is how your program and code are executed. Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm sure I'm not gonna understand this even if I search into it. But thank you for explaining. That's a great mindset. Thank you. Okay, let's go back to what we are doing. So now I have an interesting problem to solve. Okay, let me look at the numbers here a little bit. Which is really weird for me because, I mean, it says 607, but what we see is that there is a gap there. When I check here, am I missing something? Here, the platform that I add has the size 32. Okay, it's 32 is this one, so it's 19. So 19 and that's the position. How do I draw the platforms? I draw platforms by doing a rectangle, and I just do multiplication of tile size and position. So that gives us 19 on the vertical axis times the tile size, which is 32 again. That's going to be 608. And then there is this, which means that the size is a tile size. Because the vertical size was 1. Okay, this seems correct. So I just don't understand how this is happening. Run this again. Um, so it comes down, but this one actually doesn't have that pause when we go down. Like, I mean, it has a pause when it's up, but it doesn't have pause when it's hitting, but when it's hitting the platform. I mean, it has one, no, sometimes it doesn't have it and sometimes it has it. In the setup, X and Y go to 0 is the bottom left corner instead of the top left. No, no. So 0, 0 is the top left corner for me. This code. By the way, if you want to check the code online, I can do this one in the working code. This is okay. Commit -m, then fixing ground hitting, and then git push origin main. So you should be able to access this code. The link is in the description if you want to check out. Maybe changing the color of the player would help visualization of the state. I mean, I'm not sure how that would help. Like, I mean, you can. Oh, you mean like a red one? There's black. I can do the background in red, and then everybody's going to go blind in the stream. But then, I mean, it might help with watching how this is happening. I can do the player in red, I guess. Let's try that. Where did I define this? In player struct. Player struct. Yeah, here. Ooh, Okay, here, zip build. I don't know if it's visible for you, but there is always a pause when goes towards the ground. I mean, is it always or is it sometimes? It's sometimes. It's really difficult to detect it. If I decrease the FPS, we can see that clearly. Like, let's go 60. Should be easier to see. Where's my 4 FPS here? 6. Okay, know what I mean when it's pausing, change the color so it's easier to know when. Oh yeah, like a way to debug visually. Oh yeah, that's actually cool. Or I can just add a pause to the whole game. Um, Pause. Disable. I don't. Okay, false. Why is it? Yep. Now, when I'm doing run, yep, here. Okay, I'm gonna do the processing and drawing exactly when if self the if not self the pause. And then I'm gonna move these two inside this, format this. Okay. And then I will define a button for pausing. I will put it escape button. Oh, sorry. Oh, there's a lot of comments that I didn't. I mean, there's a lot of chat that I didn't read. Visually, you already have kind of FSM set up for it, I see. What is FSM, by the way? Oh, finite state machine. Okay. Never mind. Let's just input and minimize for here. List state machine, finite state machine. Every good tutorials there is a to make a state machine. For some reason, I keep trying to avoid doing so. Okay. How so? What is it exactly? Finite state machine. Here, g dot inputs dot escape escape this. It's just that I have to define escape here. Yes, okay. And then server in process, not in process, probably in run in the while. So every time we see this, say if self.input.escape, no, if self.input.escape, yep, exactly that. But then to use this, I have to do something here that Raylib doesn't close with escape. Okay, hierarchical FSM helps you with organizing game and states. Very helpful for tracking my character examples, like idle, running, idle. Okay, some function add state name or update itself update name. So basically, I track what's the state of my character in each kind of like in each frame. Is it what you mean? The state of an object, I think, like jumping, grounded, etc. Okay, so basically I just define the state for the game as struct basically, and I just probably I will have a union like enumeration or in for different states that the game could have or for different. Oh, okay, but then not just exactly for that's a limited use case that I would have to define a way, I would have to create a way that we can define different, can add and create different states. Like it could be about player, it could be information about different things like enemy and stuff in the game. There are many ways to track it, inputs or actions in the main game loop primarily. Zig may enable to create macros for automatically updating on trigger event, but I'm not sure. So macros don't exist in Zig. Zig has a comp time thing. I don't really know. So triggers and events are a thing of an I/O interface in Zig now. So I think in 0.15 it's also I/O. Let me just check. Um, uh, const I/O is equal to std.io. Is it interface this thing yet or not yet? Um, where can I see Zig 0.15 notes? What is it called? Update notes? Release notes? Okay, release notes. Target support. stuff. We don't care about the target support right now. OS version. Implementation makes sense. There are no. Okay. No, IO comes in 0.16, I guess. Whenever. Yeah, okay. I don't know. Oh, no, okay. Async and await keyword removes. Yeah, I'm not sure actually. I actually know what version they're. Yeah, oh, by the way, sorry, you just don't see anything. As usual, me and. Okay, how can I change this thing so that you can see visually what's happening? Change this to Vivaldi for now. Okay, so this is release notes 0.15.1. That's the version that I'm using right now. Really interesting. um, is it logo or whatever it is? It's interesting. Okay. Anyway, so I don't see anything about IO changes here. The only thing that I see is that this await and async is removed, which is because of the new upcoming thing in Zig. Oh yeah, here. IO as an interface isn't okay. It's not there yet. Thing that can plug into a new IO interface. Okay. Will rearrange. Okay, this is not happening. It will come in 0.16 release cycle. So it has not happened yet. Well, anyway, what did we want? We wanted to have some form of a in general, I want to have some form of a checking what's the state of the game in general. And so what can I do to fix this? I can just search for if there is any implementation of this, like a simple implementation, and then I can try to learn it, and I can see how I can try to put it inside the system, I guess. Like that would be interesting, but I'm not gonna do it now. I can do it on when I'm offline. I will try to learn it, and then next time when I come back, I can try to put it there. I will first try to understand how helpful it is, and then come back. And here I am going to go back to the code. So now what to do with this? Okay, I wanted to have some kind of a pause thing. Or escape button. How to remove escape button setting in. I don't want escape button. Close application in Raylib. Okay, set exit key null. Okay, how do we do it? Set exit key. Okay, here I have to say rl dot set exit key rl dot key null. rl dot key null. No, no. Zig build. There is an error. Input dot escape. No field name inputs. Sorry, not input. Where is it? Self dot input dot. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay. Oh no. Okay. I see what's happening. So I have to add a cooldown for this press, or I can make it a key down because yeah, yeah, let's do it. Where was the thing? Okay, here. If escape. Self that inputs that self that pause is equal to self that inputs that escape, and then here where is escape? Uh, it's not self, then I probably okay. Can I just change all the selves to G? Key down, it's okay, it's a key down thing. Okay, it's cool. Yeah, I want to change all the self to G. With I used to do this. self G, and I want to be able to choose which ones. Let's see. Yes. Oh no. Enter. Okay. Okay. Now it's easier for me to search. That means that I shouldn't have self now. Yep, it's okay. And input should be working. Let's try again. Oops. So the pause is, yeah, it's a very, okay, so I have to go through the process. So draw has to happen. That's the thing. Put the draw there. And then process means that the velocity stuff doesn't work, gravity and stuff. So okay. So this is in the, I think this is the pause timing, but then I removed the, okay, it becomes true, but then release doesn't become true. It's weird. I mean, it should update this, no? G.pause, I mean, it's updating, no? So here run, what I do here, it's in the process, update inputs, process. So every time I'm updating that, if the escape key is down, what? So it's, I mean, oh yeah, you don't see it anymore. No, you see. Oh, it's okay. But you see that there is a pause, like if there was a pause here, I mean, the thing doesn't work for some reason. Hmm. Rest, escape, and then we're going to say, okay, here. If this, that pause, again. Okay. Click out and click right. So every press of escape, it happens like in multiple frames, I guess. That's how slow I'm pressing. I guess, I'm not sure because it just didn't work. I can try to print. Escape pressed. Oh no. And then put an underline \n at the end. Here. Why? What happened? It's a boolean, I guess. Or compile found this archetype. Oh yeah, okay. It's not. I have to pass in some array. Definitely works because there's a change in what is happening, but then to see if it happened multiple times, no, it happens only one time. So it's working for some reason, but then here, not paused. Go to the process. If it's paused, throw. Why is it happening? If it was if game inputs.escape is pressed, pause becomes not pause. It's so weird. Okay. I guess I'm getting tired and making a lot of mistakes that I don't really understand. I will try to end this stream now, and I will come back tomorrow morning, hopefully. I mean, right now to my timing is 16, so it's afternoon. I hope that you had a good day. I just need to, before going, I just need to do add, commit, and then push. So you can see the code. Thank you for watching. See you again, hopefully tomorrow. And don't forget to subscribe and like the videos. It will really help and support me a lot. See you again. Bye.